Elon Musk's empire suffering a major blow tonight with profits plunging more than 70%.
70%? I mean, I don't know a whole lot. And of course, you're the genius, Elon, but that sounds like a lot to me. How's it going, everybody? Nick Reynolds from the Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve for Really American Media. Hey, guys, we're trying to get our subscribers up to that 1 million mark, and we can only do that with your help. So please take a second and subscribe to the channel and actively join in the resistance. Thank you in advance. So with Tesla stock down 70%, Elon Musk, or as Trump likes to call him, Leon Musk, had his first quarter earnings call yesterday. And I can only imagine the amount of ketamine needed for that depressing phone call. And while that phone call may have been depressing for Musk, he did seem to have just a teensy-weensy bit of self-awareness about the situation.
Just moments ago, in a call that we've obtained, admits this reason as to why.
There's been some blowback for the time that I've been spending in government with the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE. There are some challenges, and I expect that this year will be, there'll probably be some unexpected bumps this year.
So forgive me here. I'm just trying to keep up. You're on the earnings call and you realize at least some of the reasons Tesla is in a nosedive. So logic would tell me you're getting ready to follow through on your promise to step away.
I'll continue to spend, a day or two per week on government matters, for as long as the president would like me to do so.
It must be such torture to be such a patriot and all about public service. I mean, truly being selfless and doing your best to serve the American people. To wrestle with that and your fiduciary duty to stockholders of one of the world's most valuable companies in terms of market capitalization, that's a terrible thing. Elon spoke for a large portion of yesterday's call, which is not the norm. He normally doesn't get on this phone call and talk. In fact, in 2021, he made these comments.
I think going forward, I will most likely not be on earnings calls unless there's something really important that I need to say.
It looks like now is probably that time. And while Elon Musk has important things to say, the nosedive of Tesla stock would show us all he's speaking on the wrong topics. But there's got to be more to it than that.
Musk's image as the world's wealthiest man has taken an unprecedented hit in an unprecedentedly short period of time. From his controversial behavior at Trump events like Inauguration Day to revelations that he has a lot more children than his known 13 that did not come from some sort of a tabloid. It came from the Wall Street Journal. And beyond his reputation and image, Musk has lost more than $130 billion since Election Day because of the damage he has done to Tesla's brand by tying himself so directly to Trump and by DOGE. And many investors on that Tesla earning call have lost a lot of money because of Musk this year. Tesla shares have been cut almost in half, in fact, since Election Day, when you look at the highs then, which may be why Musk did something really important on this call. When he talks about something important to say, perhaps nothing more important than this, keeping up his fight against Trump's tariffs.
Now, we all know at this point in time anyway, any relationship with Trump boils down to you're either with me or against me. I mean, we hear Trump talk all the time about, oh, full throat this, full throat that. So if Elon Musk is against King Trump tariffs, he better tread lightly.
Tariffs are still, tough on a company when margins are still low. I just want to emphasize that the tariff decision is entirely up to the President of the United States. I will weigh in with my advice with the president, which he will listen to my advice, but then it's up to him, of course, to make his decision. I've been on the record many times as saying that I believe lower tariffs are generally a good idea for prosperity, but this decision is fundamentally up to the elected representative of the people, being the President of the United States. So, I'll continue to advocate for lower tariffs rather than higher tariffs, but that's all I can do.
Wow, I didn't know Elon had the self-control, but he's obviously tiptoeing around this when he's talking about President Trump. These tariffs throw a Molotov cocktail into an already burning dumpster for Tesla, and despite Musk's bromance with Trump, Elon has felt more than comfortable speaking his mind when it comes to Peter Navarro, one of the key architects of this tariff nightmare. Musk called Navarro dumber than a bag of bricks with a B. And let's not forget the time Peter Navarro called Musk a car assembler and not a manufacturer. Musk clapping back, quote, Navarro is truly a moron. What he says here is demonstrably false. The reality is this: China and the U.S. are the two biggest markets for Tesla. A new report by a global ship tracking company found the number of cargo ships coming from China going to Southern California are down 44%. Not only does this create massive issues for the entire U.S. economy, but there's no chance it won't affect Tesla. These tariffs raise prices to consumers, but also pose the continued threat to America's supply chains.
One of the nation's top tech analysts, Dan Ives, tells us we're just 3 weeks away from the point of no return when it comes to Trump blowing up the nation's supply chain with China. 3 weeks. And that may be why Trump's Treasury Secretary came out there today to try to calm fears, telling investors that he's aware that Trump's 145% tariffs on China are unsustainable. Well, thank God for that. The news sent the markets surging into the green, the Dow up more than 1,000 points.
If there's one thing we know for certain, world markets have been completely volatile. Democrats and Republicans alike are freaking out about their losses in 401ks, and the older you are, the tougher it is. Who knows when this market will fully recover?
We're doing really well. I see the stock market was up nicely.
It sounds like Trump is taking note, but he was also asked about the stock market just 2 weeks ago.
Can you give us a reaction to today's stock market drop and also give us a sense of the next steps with China?
Well, I haven't seen it because I've been here for 2.5 hours.
And that contrast in such a short amount of time is the true definition of market volatility. Just because the market was up today doesn't mean the losses that we felt over the last 2 months aren't as damaging as we felt.
It's important in the context to point out that the Dow is still down more than 5,000 points since Trump launched his trade war, so you can see the chart there. And back to that 44% drop in cargo shipments from China that is so crucial, and a possible 3-week window till they're maybe crossing a point of no return. The last trade deal that the United States did with China, which was actually under the last Trump administration, did not take 3 weeks. It took 20 months. There are millions and millions of American businesses in that situation right now. And China tonight is sending a clear message that as those cargo ships to the United States sit empty, China is going to reward the countries that take its side. Tonight, posting this image of a massive cargo ship. This will be the world's largest, in fact. They call it the Sea Monster. It is taller than a skyscraper, 1,300 feet long, able to carry 24,000 containers. So where is this ship going, you may wonder, because it's sure not going to Southern California. China says it's going to Europe.
The implications of this trade war are profound, and China isn't playing around. Tons of small business owners in this country are facing sudden death. I mean, if these tariffs are affecting quite literally the richest man in the world, where does that leave us common folk? That's a rhetorical question. I suppose at the end of the day, we're the ones left footing the bill for a war we didn't start and certainly can't afford. And that's not just bad policy, it's economic malpractice. I'm Nick Reynolds for the Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve for Really American Media.